We are live. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So
Okay.
today I'm here
How
with Fadwa,
me?
and we are going to talk about Scoring the Player's Baby by Naima Simone. So, Fadwa, would you like to give us a little bit of a synopsis?
Okay, I'm gonna try. So basically, the book starts with this guy whose name is Ronan, while he accompanies his sister to look for wedding venue. There, he meets this woman called Kim, and the chemistry, the attraction is instantaneous, and he has to have her, and they have a one night stand, and from there they can't get enough of each other, and eventually they have she falls pregnant from him, but she doesn't
Mhm,
want a relationship with him because he's a football player and her ex-husband is a football player and he was an asshole, and she doesn't want anything romantic to do with Ronan. So,
mhm.
and the book goes on from there.
Yeah,
I hope
and
that
it
was clear
was,
enough.
yeah, I think it was. And it was such a good book. We both ended up really enjoying it, which is always a good
Hmm.
thing. So, what did you think about like the plot devices used in the book?
Okay, so here's the thing. I do not like surprise pregnancies, pregnancies in books. I despise usually romances with them, which is why I went into this book like really apprehensive and expecting to not like it, but still hoping to like it anyway. Because usually pregnancies serve as the thing that brings the characters together. But what I liked about this book is that even though she was pregnant for a long time, she they still weren't together. Like the pregnancy wasn't the thing that brought them together. It was like their feelings for each other, and the pregnancy was just the thing that happened accidentally between them.
Yeah, yeah, I love that too. I haven't read pregnancy surprise pregnancy books, but I was like, oh, is this gonna be where like, they hate each other but they stick together for the child? But no,
Mhm.
so that was great.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Like it's like the only thing that brings them together, and the only reason they get along is because of the child. That's not really
Mm-hmm.
healthy. Like you want to have like a basis for the relationship because you can be co-parents without being together. Like having a child isn't a reason to be together.
Exactly. Yeah. It sucks for the child. And I like that it is addressed in the book. Like
Hmm.
Ronan is like, no, I know what it's like to have parents who don't like each other living under the same roof. Not good, not gonna do that to a kid. So
Yeah, especially I like that both of them had like crappy fathers, with Kim having a father who doesn't want to recognize her, and then Ronan's father just giving up on them completely. So that like both of them knew that it would be unhealthy for them to be together just because of the child, because they knew what that was like to
yeah,
have a crappy parent.
yeah. And that made it so much more interesting because then they had like a connection further than just, oh, we're
Hmm.
having a baby together.
Yeah, like they understood each other on like a whole other level because of their kind of shared trauma.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so what did you think about Kim? Let's just talk about Kim for a minute.
I liked her. I have kind of conflicting feelings about her because on the one hand, I really liked her character and like understood where she came from with all of her feelings about Ronan and not wanting to be with him because he's a football player, and her ex being an asshole and cheating on her and stuff like that. But at the same time, I was like, can you just give the man a chance? Like, especially since he kept proving himself to her and showing her that he's not the asshole that her ex was, and like he's
Hmm.
committed to the thing, and that he's not going to just bail on her at any time. But at the same time, like it's kind of a traumatizing experience when you give so much to like of yourself to a person, and then like they kind of throw it out the window. And
Yeah.
like she kind of acknowledged the fact that she knows that it's not really logical that
Hmm.
she like projects her feelings about her ex on Ronan, but it's kind of something that she can't help. So I'm conflicted. But I like her as a character, and I like how badass she was, and how like she wanted to be independent, but at the same time, she wanted someone to care for her and care about her without admitting it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my favorite things too, because I related a lot to her. I mean, I've obviously never been married to a football player, but but I remember when I was in college, football players got all the benefits. Like they did not pay for school. I don't think they even paid for like the food at the cafeteria. It was
They don't pay for
bananas.
school.
No, they don't. They get like a 100% scholarship.
That's because of football.
And yeah, just because of football. And
Okay.
I remember I was losing percentages of my scholarship because I wasn't turning in papers on time. And I lost about like 10% of a scholarship once. And I was like, no, I gotta fight for this. And as I was going into the office, there were football players talking about how they were losing percentages. And I was like, okay, so they reduced it to like 10%. No, they still got like 90% of a scholarship, even though they had failed classes. So I was like, you and me, Kim, we're on the same page. Football players suck.
Like,
And uh,
okay, that's kind of what?
but then with Ronan, I love that he was like, yeah, that's part of the lifetime, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I
Hmm.
am a man whore, but like I'll be a good parent, I promise. And he was so attentive, which
Hmm.
I hate, but like I hate my reaction to that, but I love that in the book it's addressed. Like she was like, "Thank you for coming here," and Ronan was like, "Well, yeah, I said I would be here."
Honestly, it's because I think we expect the bare minimum. So when the bare minimum is reached, we're like, thank you for being a decent human being.
Exactly. So I don't know, what did you like the audience? How did you guys feel about Kim's feelings concerning Ronan and football players in general? I love that she was like, "Yes, we can have these one night stand. Let's have hot sex," and then like the next morning, she was like, "Oh, he's a football player. Ew." Yeah.
Abort mission. I do not want to be here. And the thing is, like, she was conflicted about it herself. Like, 1 minute she's like, no, I can do this. And the next minute she's like jumping him and having hot sex with him
Yeah.
again. And
Yeah.
I kind of had whiplash at the beginning because of how strong the attraction between them was
Mm.
because, like, from the first chapter, Ronan was ogling her and talking about her in this, like, super lusty way. And I was like, excuse me? What's happening? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
it was like
honestly,
instantaneous. She's hot. Let's have
like,
sex.
honestly, who am I to judge? I think I would be the last person to judge for that. Honestly.
Yeah, no, and like I don't know, I really like those books because that's my favorite thing when I read romance books when it's like instant lust, like oh my God, you're hot. What is happening to my body?
Mhm.
Um, I really like that. But yeah, I also like how forward he is with um with what he wants because that leaves less room for confusion and a lot of room for honesty.
That's true. Yeah, because I liked. Can we talk spoilers or not?
Yeah, sure.
Because there's this, like, the scene where he tells her he loves her and stuff. The way he just laid everything out for her and he put the ball in her camp. He's like, here's how I feel about you. I know I have a past. I know I love, like, Grace, who is his ex who died,
Hmm.
and I have this issue and this issue and this issue, but like, I'm tired of letting that stop me from loving you. Like, I want everything with you. So, like, everything's up to you now. I liked how
Yeah.
honest and just how raw and from the heart all of that came.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, he wore his heart on his sleeve with her more specifically
Hmm.
because he wasn't used to feeling the way that he felt. I
Hmm.
also I will say that having read Naima Simone's other series, I was like, okay, so this is gonna be amazing sex scenes, great, fantastic, phenomenal. But then it was like, wait, she's pregnant. Are they? Is it gonna be like a one-time sex thing?
Hmm.
And I love that we had multiple sex scenes.
Honestly, I don't want to be that person, but I'm that person. Most of the time, I'm in romance books for the sex scenes. We're not gonna
Yes.
lie. I am like that's all I want. Well,
Yes.
not all I want, but
Uh-huh.
like it's a big part of why I read
Yeah.
romance. Like personally, fade to black romances don't work for me for that reason.
Mm.
So like,
Hmm.
give me the hot sex.
Yes, and I love that Naima Simone is so good with that. I read a couple of books where I'm like, oh, is this supposed to be foreplay? This is awkward.
Awkward.
But she was so good. Like the
Yeah, with
tension.
while reading this one, like Scoring the Player's Baby, I was also listening to the audiobook of another romance where the sex kind of sucked. So I had this uh thing like that this book that had awful sex, and then I was reading this one with really good sex, and I was like, yes, just give me some of this. Why can't you just do this?
Yes, exactly. I don't think we talk enough about the importance of good sex scenes in romance. I
Yeah,
see a
the
lot
way
of
they portray it.
yeah, I see a lot, like obviously the connection, the chemistry is important, but how we get to the sex scene and how the sex scene itself uh
Hmm.
is
Is
written is so
handled.
important to me too. So, and I
Because there's
appreciate.
yeah, because there's this fine line to walk between um like making it too good and like everything is perfect and no one is fumbling and nothing can go wrong, and then we just not writing it well. And like what I hate
Mm-hmm.
the most is when like sex scenes or like sex in a book in general is focused on like penetration and there's no foreplay, no other type of sex, no
Oh,
anything. I'm like, that's that's not how it works. It's not that easy, it's not that simple.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. And it's just sometimes it gives me, I don't know, like I don't know what it is, but like I need that anticipation of like, okay, I can tell that they're gonna have sex, so get them to bed. But other times it's just like, so now they're in bed. And this one was so good with the foreplay. So good.
Hmm. Hmm. Like it was kind of the hottest part of the sex scenes.
Yeah.
It's like the build up to them, it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what was your favorite one? What like your favorite foreplay scene? What was everyone's favorite foreplay scene? Let me know in the comments.
Mm, I think I think it was the one before like the miscarriage scare, like
Oh, okay.
the scene before that, like the sex scene that prompted that, like the foreplay
Yeah.
in that one. I really like that one.
Yeah. Ooh,
What
that's a
was
good.
yours?
I I like the one where they have sex in her office because he's like, I'm fed up, let's do it.
Yeah, that one was really hot, especially with them being in the office. Like I feel like that makes it even like spicier because they're not supposed to be doing that, you know?
Yeah,
And she
no.
has to keep quiet and all of those
Hmm.
things like um being there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it was a risky one.
yeah, I kind of like scenes that are like that, but like they're they're not supposed to be there and they're not supposed to be having sex there, but like they are. They don't care.
Yeah, me too. I love that. I love that it's just like shameless sex. Like it's just okay,
Exactly.
let's just be quiet, but let's do it.
Yeah, it's like the chemistry and the tension is like so unbearable, and how like horny for each other they are, that like they can't
Yeah.
just keep their hands off of each other. They just have to do it right there and then.
Hmm. And that's also another thing that I really loved because I I think I remember reading or seeing that sometimes pregnancy makes the woman hornier. So I was like, okay, but if
Mhm.
this is just about her wanting, get satisfied, and I don't think there's gonna be like a connection there. But no, she really wanted to have with Ronin.
Exactly,
So
like not just sex vaguely with anyone who can satisfy her. It's just it's with him, and like she kept not. addressing that in her mind. Like she kept just like saying that she just needs to get it out of her system, but like each time it
Hmm.
never gets out of her system because she wants him specifically,
Yes, yes,
and he
yes.
was
And
kind
it
of the
was,
same.
yeah, yeah, because there was a moment in the book where he was like, or I guess like she was telling him that she didn't want him to be like a man whore, at least for the time during the pregnancy, because she needed him, she was like, okay, you're gonna be the father, but you have to
Yeah,
be like
he has to be
present.
responsible.
And he was like, okay, I'll do it. And then he was responsible. Like he was not even ogling other women or anything. It was,
But the thing is, since they had that first sex scene between them, like the first one, he didn't have sex or like just pay attention to any other women because he was just so focused on Kim and he couldn't get her out of his mind that
yeah,
even without the pregnancy, he just couldn't not think about her.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't just about her being the baby mama. It was about
Just
him,
because
the
her
human.
and
Yeah,
it was like about
that's
him wanting her, not her having his baby.
exactly, exactly. I also love that she is a like she has her own career and she's very passionate about that.
Mhm. Yeah. I liked the contrast between seeing her with Ronan and the way he handles her career and the way he kind of accommodates to her and goes to her office to see her and to talk to her and take care of her sometimes. And there was that other scene with her ex where he came to her apartment and was blaming her for her career basically, and because she worked too much, even though he also worked and he even cheated on her. He was like, I cheated on you because you work. And I'm like,
Yeah,
then just
yeah, he was
marry someone who doesn't work then. Like,
exactly. He was such a dick. I remember reading that and I was like, oh great, another excuse.
exactly. Like how do you shape that in your mind that you're like, oh, I cheated because you work? Like, sir, especially, and I like that she called him out on it. She was like, I work, but you knew I worked before. Like, we even got married or got together. Like, nothing changed about me. You're the one who changed your mindset about me working, and that's not on me. That's on you.
Exactly. Yeah, because he was even like, what was it that he said? Something about her having to work and oh, right, that she gave up on them, and I was like, huh? In what way?
Excuse me. Like, yeah, she gave up on them, and like he cheated, and she's the one who gave up. And he was like, I cheated, but because you work. And then she goes and tells him that's not how it works. If you have issues in a relationship, you work through them. You don't go see other people for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and it was very funny to me how he was like, "Oh, we can do I mean, therapy or something else." And I was like, "Too late, honey. Too late."
They have been divorced for a year, and this
Yeah.
guy just now woke up and wants to work things out. Like, sir, no, that's not how it works. And
Yeah,
I feel like
absolutely not.
I'm not sure if it was mentioned. I don't think it was because um he came to see her after like it was made public that she was pregnant from Ronan.
Oh,
So
yeah.
and I'm not sure if it wasn't explicitly mentioned in the in the book, but I feel like it's because he saw that she was with someone else that now he wants her, that kind of
Oh,
situation.
yeah. Yeah,
But it
that could
wasn't
be
stated
it.
in the book, so I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Yeah, and also he was like, "Is there somebody else?" Like, it's none of your business.
That's what she told him. Like, why are you asking? We're divorced. We have been divorced for a year. Why do you need to know?
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
like, it made me so frustrated that he thought that the only reason that she didn't want him is because there was someone else. No, like you're
Hmm.
trash. That's why she doesn't want you. That's not because of
Exactly.
someone else.
Exactly. I also love how strong she was concerning her dad. Like when she
Corrected
went
him.
to his apartment. Whoa.
That scene, I was like clapping so hard because it's it's hard. Like and the way she confronted him and was like, I am not gonna seek your love anymore. Like, if you want me, you know where I am, but like, I'm done chasing you and chasing your approval and love. That was
Hmm.
amazing. And it felt like part of her healing process. Like, her problem wasn't just her ex, it was her ex and her father, and like every man besides her brother in her life being trash. So like, she has
Hmm.
trust issues that are like well justified. And that was part of her
Yeah.
healing process.
Yeah. And I love that, like, it was so justified because it wasn't like oh, my dad loves me now, but before, like, I still have those abandonment issues. Like, no,
Hmm.
her dad is still a piece of trash. So
Yeah,
it was very
and she's
understandable that she.
working on her. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she's working on her trust issues independently from him loving her or not. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it was such a good emotional, I don't know how, like, emotional arc between both
hmm
of them, because I mean, Kim and Ronin, because I don't love descriptions in books, in especially in romance books. Like, sometimes I get tired reading them, and I'm like, okay,
that's
let's get to the interaction. But this one, I feel like everything was very intentional and everything mattered. So,
exactly. hmm Like,
what did everyone else think about it? Let us know. Let us know. I only see highs, but I want,
yeah,
like, tell us what you know. Tell us what you want about Kim, Ronin, the sex scenes, Kim's
whatever.
dad, anything.
What did you think of like the scene where she came back to her senses and went to the airport to like greet Ronin?
I really like I liked it because I thought it was very, like, it was a clever parallel to his favorite movie, but at the same time, like, that kind of public attention, that kind of public display, like, it frightens me. Like,
Me
if
too.
I
Like,
were in that position, no, like, I would freeze.
honestly, reading it, I was so stressed. I was like, no, why did you have to make it public? Why? And like, there
I
were so
know,
many cameras and so many people, and I was like,
I
no.
know.
And I personally, even like in books, I personally like intimate moments a lot more than like public declarations like
Hmm.
that. I don't know, they don't work for me. And so like you said, although it was a good nod to his favorite movie, I just personally just don't like public declarations like that.
Yeah, it was a little too much, especially, but I think it was part of her arc, because she said that she wasn't in love with the attention, and then she's like, I don't care about the attention, I just want you. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I felt like it was, I don't know, it was a lot.
Exactly, like
Also,
it's just a lot. um
Sophia said, I was very frustrated with some of the hero's comments. He talks about losing his man card all the time, and anytime he does something even remotely linked to femininity, he's like, he's acting like a pussy. Yes, I agree. That was also
mhm.
a little.
I yeah, I wrote it in my notes. Like, there was so much weird emphasis on masculinity and what is considered being a man.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I agree with that too. Like, it was just, and like there was sentences with like his maleness or his masculine this and I was like,
Yeah.
why is that? Why does that have to exist in the book?
Yeah, exactly. Me too, because I didn't mind it when Kim was describing him, because it was like a personal preference. Like, I like
Mhm,
masculine men, I like viral men.
mhm.
But when he was talking about, like, but if I tell you that Love Actually is my favorite movie, I'll lose my mind. Like, who cares?
Sorry. Yeah. Like, just own up to it. You like Love Actually. You like soppy love stories. Just, you know,
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
it's not
embrace
like
it.
it's weird because like if a woman likes, I don't know, Fast and Furious, she's not gonna be like, I'm losing my woman card. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like why is this such a weird
Yeah, in fact, I think it's
obsessiveness
like the opposite
obsession?
way.
Exactly. Like, there's such an obsession with masculinity and what makes someone a man, and I'm just like, you make up your own rules. There's nothing that
Yeah.
makes you more man than someone else. You just, if you say you're a man, you're a man, no matter what you like or like what you don't like, or you know.
Exactly. Yeah, same. So yeah, definitely agree on that comment. Cause oof. And it was like persistent. It wasn't like one moment of
Exactly. This is frozen. Yeah, we're freezing. I'm not sure if I'm frozen as well, or like if it's just Paula frozen freezing. Okay, so I'm still here. Okay, I'm glad. Um,
I am I
what were
here?
we
Yeah.
talking about? I kind of have a peanut brain that doesn't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, about the whole mail thing. It was just
Into this.
okay. Are
Sorry,
you back?
I
Okay, you're back. She's freezing again. Oh, I hope she's gonna be back.
I'm finally.
Finally.
I was trying to connect to my mom's phone, like my mom's data, but I
Hmm.
forgot she has no data now. So it was like no
Whoops.
brain.
It's gone now. Okay, what were we saying?
We
Um,
were saying about the man card and stuff. Yeah,
hmm.
that was
Yeah, that I
frustrating.
wasn't a fan of that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's true. It's just
Um,
hmm?
yeah, it's just
I was just gonna like reiterate what I said. Like it's just useless. It doesn't serve anything in the book. So like why say it?
exactly. I also, well, I don't know how this will make me look, but I remember I used to hate reading epilogues. And I, and I saw Riley from Riley Marie saying like I haven't read an epilogue since like 2017 and life is great.
I
I,
watched that video as well.
so I didn't read the epilogue and my life was good. So I don't know if we got a baby girl or a baby boy, but regardless, I would be,
It was
happy.
a baby boy.
It
Wait,
was a
there was
baby.
a scene again in the epilogue where there was like Ronan did a dance because he was getting a boy, and that made me. They talked about it because in the epilogue she's been they've had the baby for a couple months I think, and it was like Kim reflecting on when they found out the sex of the boy, and she was like Ronan did a dance around the doctor's office because he was getting a boy. I was like,
Oh.
okay, okay, yeah, that's why it was a good decision that you did not read the epilogue, because the epilogue kind of ruined it a little bit for me, because it kind of again reinforced the whole emphasis on maleness that this book has.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
was
maybe maybe you were onto something not reading the epilogue. Maybe it is something I'm gonna start doing as well.
yeah, because I don't I mean, I don't mind happily ever afters,
Hmm.
but My mom's been divorced twice, so I don't believe in happily ever afters. So
My
now
mom is
I'm like, okay,
like,
happy for now, great, love it,
yeah,
fantastic. Hope you
yeah,
guys work out.
yeah, I relate. Like my parents are divorced as well, so I'm like, maybe people end up together forever. Most of the time they don't. So like,
Yeah,
can we
yeah,
just be happy for now and be happy with being happy for now? Like we don't have to like project ourselves 20 years into the future or like 9 years
yeah.
into the future or whatever. Just be happy with what's happening right now.
Exactly. Yeah. I prefer it that way because it feels with happily ever afters, it feels like the conflict is done for good because you already read a big chunk of conflict. And so in the epilogues it's like and then they had problems and they're very happy together with their child and
Mhm. But
it
that's
just
not how relationships work. Like conflicts keep like arising in the relationship. Like even if the relationship like lasts forever, there's not just one conflict and then it's all good and all done. Like even afterwards, there are some other conflicts that you have to work through. So like that's why Happy for Now is good because with Happily Ever After, they paint such an unrealistic picture that like it kind of ruins it a little bit.
yeah. Yeah, same. I agree with you. So does anybody have any comments about Kim, about the dad because I he was like, annoying
Yeah,
or
I wanted to punch him
about
in the face.
oh so badly like he deserves it so badly
Yeah, yeah.
but I love her brother like her brother was
Alex,
so nice. Alex, yes.
I'm wondering if like one of the like, because this is the third book in the series, so I'm wondering if one of the two other books is about his story. I feel like it could be
Yeah, I think it could be. Maybe
because
we'll
like
have to
the
read
way
them.
they talk, yeah, because the way they talked about their relationship at one point, like it was a fake dating thing to for him to
Hmm.
get his CEO position. It felt like it was a summary for one of the other two books. Like the way it was
Yeah,
introduced in the book didn't wasn't natural. It was like, hey,
yeah, no.
remember when this happened?
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm intrigued because like I feel like that one would be a fun story to read.
yeah, same. And I I love fake dating, so if it was about him, I'm there.
I would read it exactly. Like if you tell me some a story like romance has fake dating, I do not need to question anything or know anything else. I just want to read it.
Yes, same. It was yeah. What else do you want to talk about? Because we already talked about like the important stuff, like the sex scenes.
Yeah, that's what's important. Come on, that's
Uh-huh.
everybody go home. No, we finished. Okay,
Ooh, Sophia
Sophia
has a
has a
controversial opinion.
okay.
Tell us, let us know. Well, I like the heroine. I felt like her presence was strong enough and she blended in with the story. As
Okay.
much as I was annoyed with the hero's comments, he felt like a real person. He jumped out of the pig. Oh, interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I can see it because, yeah, Kim. I feel like we I missed a little bit more of vulnerability with Kim. I feel like Ronan was a lot more out there, but I don't know, like,
I also feel
was
like
it true?
because with Ronan, we saw his interactions with other people, like with his friends and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
But with Kim, we barely got her with other people. Like I think there were like two scenes with her brother, and that's it. And
Hmm.
she didn't have like other people around her, so she felt like I don't know, like Sophia said, she felt like she blended in.
Hmm.
But he jumped out of the page because he had other people um there to support him. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know if that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think that's it. Because it was like, oh, I know this girl from where did she even know her from? Because like the one who went
Renee,
to
I
the
think
bar.
her name was like the one who is
Yeah.
friends with Ronan as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like we never saw
Yeah.
her interact with her. Like she said that she was her friend as well, but She was never there. And she was like, I need to tell Renee about the pregnancy and whatever else and
No,
stuff like that. But Renee was never ever there. Besides that one scene where they met at the bar,
no.
that was how she met up with Ronan again. Besides that scene,
Uh-huh.
she wasn't there, which I that
Hmm.
was like a bit of a missed opportunity to have like a good female friendship on page.
Yes, yes,
Also, Sophia agrees.
absolutely. Because we only get the oh, exactly. Yeah, because
What were
I
you saying?
think that because I think we only got like glimpses into a female friendship with her and her sister-in-law, but it was
Hmm.
not enough. Like I wanted to see her a little bit more out there, like a little less alone, because
Hmm,
I cannot
exactly.
imagine what it's like to have to, be expecting a baby and doing it own,
Without
but like
a
you
support
have
system.
your dad, like, the baby's dad, but like you need your friend in case like the baby daddy is, I don't
And
know.
her mom was also never in the picture. Like
Yeah, no, I don't even
never.
know. And she
I'm trying
talks.
to remember. Like she's never talked about her mom being dead or something. Like
No,
she never. So like, where was she?
exactly
Like
the point.
I know she was in a different city, but do you never talk to her on the phone? And like the way she talks about her, it seems like they have a good relationship. Like it's not the same as with her dad. So like, where's your mother?
Yeah, where is she? We
Yeah,
demand
it
to
felt
know.
with all of this, it felt like her story was like her story arc was just about her relationship with Ronan. But with Ronan, there was his issue with his mom being sick and his issue with Grace being dead, and then his friends, and then his relationship with her. So he did feel like more well-rounded than her.
Yeah, yeah. So you were onto something, Sophia. Thank you for
Yeah,
letting us
exactly.
think a little bit about that.
I didn't notice, but yeah, now that you said like Sophia brought it up, it totally makes sense, and I can totally see it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sophia, what did you think about the sex scenes? It's just that there were so many more than I
Like
was
what
expecting
matters?
them there to be. So it's like, okay, so
Yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah,
talk about
yeah. Especially because like you expected it to like be like just the pregnancy and then them kind of navigating that, not
it.
like them being together afterwards. Like
Hmm.
I hoped there would be some sex scenes.
Hmm. Yeah, and I'm glad there were because, and I love that it didn't just focus on penetration, like you were saying. It was not just one kind of sex.
Exactly, like there was oral sex and then there was like all of the sexes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like like I'm still bitter about the other book that focused on penetration because
Mm.
why do you do that to me? Why?
Yeah. Or sometimes like the foreplay can be super uncomfortable. Like I remember reading, I'm not gonna say which book it was, but oh my goodness, I was reading the foreplay and I was like, oh, is this supposed to
Awkward.
be hot?
And that
I
book
don't
didn't
want
even
it.
have foreplay. It didn't have it. It didn't exist.
That's so bad. Like how? How? Why don't you have foreplay? Are you just like ready to go all the time?
Good for you.
Come on. Come on.
uh,
They were good. I think the chemistry between the characters and the sex scenes were the best parts of the book.
yes,
Thank you for
agreed.
validating us.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Honestly, that's what we were there for, and it delivered. So like, we won't complain too much about the rest.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, I love nice muddy books. Um, I don't think I've ever like I would be interested to read a romance with little sex scenes. I think I've already read like Talia Hibbert's small town series, like the
Ravenswood.
Ravenswood series. don't have that much smut,
Yeah, but they
but
still do.
yeah, but they still do. So I would be
Y-
interested to read one where there's no sex, or
Yeah,
I could just read a YA book. I don't
yeah,
know.
honestly, with YA books, I do not want to read about teenagers having sex. So like it works out, you know. But when I read a
Yeah,
romance, like I know people like Fade to Black, but I personally don't. So whenever I read them, I felt like something was lacking in the book. It did not work for me. Like I would enjoy the romance, but for me, it didn't work because personally, I like to read about sex. I read a
yeah,
few, but then
same.
I just dropped the ball on them. Like whenever I sense that a book doesn't have sex in it, I just stay away or like ask people if it does have sex. If it doesn't, I just don't read it
Yeah,
because it's not for
yeah,
me.
because yeah, it's good to know. Like it's also like I remember when the Kiss Quotient came out and everyone was reading it. Like not just romance readers,
Mhm,
everyone was
mhm.
reading it. And it was like, it's so smutty. Oh my goodness. People were so scandalized. And I was like, I need to read it. And then
Nana,
I was like, they
who's
have
this?
like, come on.
Yeah, I had the same reaction to it as well as Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Oh, okay.
Everyone says
Yeah.
that that book is so smart because it's a book that, like you said, with the Kiss Quotient, there wasn't like it wasn't exclusive to romance readers. Everyone was reading that book.
Yeah.
So like non-romance readers were like, "Oh, it's so smutty. It's there was so much sex. It was so good." But no, there was. I swear there was barely any sex at all.
Yeah,
And I was like,
exactly. There was a lot of foreplay and he got very handsy. Like I remember Michael was just
exactly.
wanting to touch Estella all the time and I appreciated that. But I wanted like the full book to be
Hmm,
sex.
hmm.
Then I
Yeah,
read it and it was like three sex scenes or one or two. I think there were like two big sex scenes. I don't
yeah.
remember.
There were. I read it. I think 2 years ago, but I remember two of them. I think
Yeah,
so.
it
Yeah.
wasn't that smutty. This one has three, four.
I think there were four. Yeah, there were
Yeah, I
four.
think there were four.
Mhm.
Nene said that she skips every sex scene ever.
That's
I
valid.
mean,
That's very valid.
yeah, valid. I skip the ones that are awkward. Cause
Mhm. They make you
why would you do that?
cringe.
Yeah, because it's like
So
I don't
cringy.
know. Ew, stop bringing that energy into my life. No. And then I have read a few books that are fade to black, and even when I enjoyed them, it was a bit disappointing, especially when I didn't know they were fade to black. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I
Like
agree.
knowing, like go and knowing and going in to the book expecting that, I feel like you would enjoy it more. Like if you were the kind of person to like enjoy Fade to Black. But for me, if I know a book is Fade to Black, I'm not gonna read it. But if I go
Yeah,
into it not expecting Fade to Black and then it being Fade to Black, I'm just gonna be disappointed.
yeah. DNF, 1 star, no sex on the page.
Yeah, it's not for me. I would be like people would be scandalized.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just wild. Like I love how different everyone feels about sex scenes and fade to black
Exactly.
and stuff.
Mhm.
Um,
Like at the end of the day, it's just a personal experience and it's personal preferences. So, like every kind of book and every kind of sex scene is valid. It's just a matter of like what you personally enjoy and what you personally want out of a romance book.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, I like them as muddy as they come. Yeah,
Yep, same.
yeah. And I've been lucky enough to read amazing authors that are amazing with the sex scenes. So thank you,
Hmm.
authors.
Yeah, same. Like um, so many good, especially authors of color.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
amazing. They know exactly what they're doing and how to do it. And I'm grateful for them.
yeah, me too. Me too. Alrighty, so I think we covered pretty much everything.
Everything.
So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Sophia, Cande, and Nene, who made their presence like vocal. I think other two people joined, but I don't know your names, but thank you.
Thank you for joining
Equally
us.
as appreciated. I hope you enjoyed Fadwa and I talking about Scoring the Player's Baby, and I hope you enjoyed the
I
book
had fun.
because it was really good. At least we thought
Mhm.
so. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
thank you. The next book is called The Babysitter by Jack Harburn, and we're reading that one I'm doing with Evs, and then we're doing Here to Stay by Adriana Herrera for Latinx Heritage Month. And we don't have live shows scheduled yet, but stay tuned for those. Um,
Yes.
thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.